As you are all aware, time is of the essence in today's proceedings. Our government must report back to the British Empire by this afternoon. But the latest testimony is far from conclusive. No matter how far our government is willing to bow down to the Brits, I cannot allow your honour to pass a verdict just yet. What say you, Prosecutor Ouchie? Of course, he just laughs. Rest assured, Your Honour. I have another witness. These witnesses still have more to testify about. Could you elaborate? Oh, trust me, it will all become clear with the next testimony, Your Honour. Let's just say that there is only one person who could be the murderer. And it is none other than that accursed student, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? Looks like you've incurred his wrath. Ugh. Very well, the court shall ask both witnesses to retake the stand. This time, you must establish a firm basis for the defendant's guilt. Understood. This one vows to make every word count. Affirmative. Sergeant Taito Izukumaru reporting for duty once again. Sir? There's someone peeking out from behind you. Everyone, meet the Izukumaru's family's last hope. Ah, Kuromaru. Guess he couldn't afford a babysitter. Take a good look, my dear son. Father is about to thwart evil right this instant. Watch closely. Okay. So now his child is there too. Identifying the true culprit. Even if I didn't see the exact moment the bullet was fired, it doesn't change a thing. This one remembers it well. The boy in black indeed took aim at the British gentleman. What's more, there were no other customers in the restaurant besides us. Indeed, the British gentleman had been quietly enjoying his food in solitude. I repeat, no one could have shot him but that wicked boy. End of report. Okay, so now we have 4 statements. That was quite the decisive testimony, I think that said. Wait, that's impossible. Dr. Watson wasn't alone at the time. Restrain yourself, defendant. I'm telling you, there was a young woman sitting there with him. There's absolutely no way you two could have missed her. If you dare call yourself an attorney, then speak in accordance with the law. This is no place to be spewing nonsense. Make no mistake, the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The proof is in this photograph. This is a photograph of the crime scene, I presume. Ah, shit. Yes, Your Honour. This shot of the victim's table was captured by the investigators. As you can see, there is only a single serving of food on the table. True, as far as this photograph is concerned, the victim had no company. It's the only natural conclusion. How can this be? I hereby order that the photograph be submitted to the court as evidence. So, okay. So, crime scene photo, a bottle of sparkling water, and a plate from a steak lunch are on the victim's table. No. What in the world is going on? How could they not have seen her? The waiter corroborated their testimony earlier. He too claimed that Dr. Watson arrived at the restaurant by himself. Well, they're all wrong. I saw her. I swear I did. It seems that our telegram to the British Empire can be delivered on schedule. After all, there were no contradictions of any kind in the latest testimony. How do you know that? As our treaty with Britain is still in its infancy, these are delicate times. I'm honoured to have played a role in advancing friendly relations between our two empires. Oh no. Is this really happening? Is the trial really going to end just like that? Chin up, Naruhodo. It's not over yet. Hey! No. If what you say is true, then there's more to this case than meets the eye. So, what are you waiting for? Time for another cross-examination. Asugi. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses, but be quick about it. Know this, these courtroom procedures are merely delaying the inevitable. Okay. So, identifying the true culprit. They only have false statements. Even if I didn't see the exact moment the bullet was fired, it doesn't change a thing. No. It's not the same thing. After all, I didn't shoot him. That's the difference in perspective between a student and a soldier. I don't know about that. Defendant, consider the following. Just now, I blinked my eyes. Okay. Did you witness the moment it happened? No, of course not. And yet, the truth remains that I did indeed blink. And that's how it is. That's how what is. Regardless, right after the gunshot pierced my eardrums, I saw you turn your pistol towards the British gentleman. That alone tells the full story, don't you think? In addition, our antiques dealer dealing witness saw the very same thing. Isn't that right, good sir? This one remembers it well? Oh, right. Instead of him having 3 dots, it could have just faded to black and then moved on to his statement. This one remembers it well. The boy in black indeed took aim at the British gentleman. Are we actually wearing black? I thought it was more so brown. But, alright. It's true that I was holding a gun in that instance, but I just picked it up from the floor, I swear. That's exactly what a criminal would say. After finishing my coffee, I was about to leave the restaurant. But I saw a gun lying on the floor next to Dr. Watson, so I went to grab it. Next thing I knew... Bang! Yeah, it fired as he picked up the gun. A gunshot rang out through the restaurant. Life never goes according to plan. Huh? What do you mean by that? You find yourself in this quagmire because you found a misplaced firearm. Oh, it's the knife. This one, on the other hand, was unable to find a misplaced Coben and is now trapped in a quagmire of my own. Not quite sure they relate, but sure. Regardless, one cannot deny what this one witnessed. You were standing over the British gentleman with a gun in hand. What's more, there were no other customers in the restaurant besides us. I'm telling you, there was a woman dining with Dr. Watson. Oh my god. Still repeating the same old nonsense, I see. According to our witnesses, this woman exists only in your imagination. If only there were more witnesses who could back me up. The incident took place after 2 PM, during the gap between lunch and dinner. That explains why there weren't more potential witnesses around. Yes, 2 in the afternoon is certainly an unorthodox time to be having a meal. Perhaps the victim had a reason to be dining at La Cuentos at that particular time. Ah yes, about that. It seems he had a reason indeed, Your Honor. Huh? Oh my god, really? Oh, that's great. It's the Hottie Clinic, as opposed to the Hottie Clinic. That's incredible. This was found in the victim's breast pocket. What exactly might that be? Or might this be? It looks to be a medical report, Your Honor. The victim paid a visit to the doctor before going to the restaurant. Hotter Clinic. Even the date and time are listed here. 19th of November from approximately noon to 1 in the afternoon. Right before the time of the incident. Clearly, the victim went out for a late lunch after his examination. I found it unnecessary to report this, as it has no bearing on the case at hand. What do you make of this, Naruhodo? Me? Well, I didn't think it was that important, either. There's always a chance we'll find some use for this evidence later. Should I request a copy of Dr. Watson's medical report? Yeah. Of course. That's actually what you need to do. I'm pretty sure even if you're a friend, it would probably request it. May we have the medical report as evidence? What for? Evidence. Thanks to the decisive testimony we just heard, there is no need for further evidence. Besides, what the victim did prior to the incident is of no relevance to the court. Thank you, Asugi. Sorry to disappoint, but we'll be the judge of that. Excuse me? Lest you forget, you have no right to deny a legitimate request made by the defense. Very well. The court approves the defense's request. You youngsters and your rights, I fear for the future of our empire. The court orders you to submit the victim's medical record as evidence. Medical report. So, examination record from Hotter Clinic, found in the victim's pocket. What is it for? Right now we are in desperate need of a new lead. Though this may seem irrelevant at first glance, don't underestimate its potential. Yeah, got it. Soon you will realize how futile it is to prolong this trial. I, for one, believe that the testimony has painted a sufficiently clear picture. What say you, antique dealer? Okay, he'd been doing that. I want to check the court record to see what the thing is, but still. I'd been quietly enjoying his food in solitude. Is that what you really saw? Oh, is that really what you saw? Dr. Watson eating at his table alone? Unfortunately for you, that is indeed what this one saw. The old man, the soldier, and the waiter have all testified as such. And if that wasn't enough, there is also evidence that attests to that fact. As you can see, there is but a single serving of beefsteak on the table, enough for only one person. No. The antique store owner, the Imperial Army sergeant, and the waiter. It's possible that they're all liars. For what reason would they have to lie? Frankly, Asugi, I don't have a clue. I repeat, no one could have shot him but that wicked boy. End of report. So why wouldn't you just tell the truth? What did you just say? At the time, there was a woman sitting opposite Dr. Watson. I could understand if just one of you overlooked her presence. But there's no way both of you missed her. Something's not right. Yeah, and then they both look away, so they knew. They know. Unfortunately, it's not just the two of them. The waiter said the exact same thing. He too claimed that the victim was alone. That's right. In other words, you were the only one who insists on the existence of this phantom woman. But if there was indeed a woman present, you'll just have to prove it. If you cannot, then I never want to hear about her again. You're simply wasting our time right now. I don't know how to respond to that. Great job, Naruhodo. That's one new piece of information in the bag. Yeah, but I don't think we've made any real progress. I still can't find a decent contradiction. You sure about that? Here, show me that medical report you just got. Oh, you mean this? We went through all that trouble to get our hands on this. It'd be wise to examine it more closely. Okay, how exactly do I do that? Tutorial time! In the evidence menu, there's an option to check the details. Touch that and you'll be able to closely inspect the evidence. You can then use your finger to rotate the evidence. That way you can view it from multiple angles. Furthermore, by touching any point of the screen, you can maneuver the cursor to help see if there are any clues. When the cursor reacts, go ahead and touch Examine. Alright, Naruhodo. Let's see what we can glean from this new medical report. You got it. Let's do this. Rotate the evidence and use the cursor, huh? I'll try investigating anything that stands out. Oh, there. Oh, it opens up. Okay. Do. So what are these? These appear to be his doctor's notes. There's an entry written here from the day the incident occurred. Prepared anesthesia tooth extraction. Extraction? That's when they pull the tooth out, right? Before the incident, it appears Dr. Watson was suffering from a toothache. The dentists in Europe use laughing gas these days. I wonder if they used that. I've read about it. They say it makes you go numb. Supposedly, it makes it so you won't feel pain, but I find that hard to believe. There are some precautionary notes written by the doctor. Due to residual anesthesia, consumption of anything but water is strictly prohibited for 3 hours after treatment. What? It might help us to keep this information in mind. There it is! Dental examination record. On the day of the incident, the victim had a tooth pulled and was forbidden to consume anything other than water. With the new information we have now, the meaning of that testimony has completely changed. You're onto something, aren't you? Let's listen to the testimony one more time. Alright. Okay, so I can do it probably where he says alone. Not that one. Yeah, saying he was dining alone, which is not true. Enjoying his food in solitude. Bullshit. Oops, do I do that? Sir? So, in other words... What's wrong, attorney? Cat got your tongue? I'm a defendant first, attorney second. Naruhodo. Getting tongue-tied is no big deal. Happens to the best of us. Asugi? Your cross-examination earlier was indicative of one important fact. Whenever you raise that hand of yours, there's something on your mind that you're dying to let out. So don't worry about finding the right words, just speak your mind. Got it. I'll take your advice to heart. Oh god. Witness, here is the victim's medical report. Ho-ho! And what of it, young one? According to what's written here, I have good reason to believe... Ah, still not quite there. There's something off about your testimony. Oh dear. Did you forget what I told you? What did you tell me? Amateurs like you should know when to keep your mouth shut. Pipe down. Huh? Here are the facts. The victim was murdered at the restaurant sometime after 2 PM. Whatever he might have done before then is irrelevant to the case. Not true. That's not... Naruhodo, don't worry about finding the right words. Just speak your mind. Your Honor, at this point, there is no need for further deliberation. After all, the previous testimony has made everything perfectly clear. The medical report is irrelevant to the case at hand. As for why, it is because this little university student is the... Ooh! Oh, I don't get to... There's no chat log, I've just realised. Are you saying this piece of evidence isn't relevant at all? Or medical report? I'm pretty sure that's what you said. Is that really what you think? What's with the sudden shift in tone? Don't scare me like that. Unless it's up here. Backlog! Okay, it is. That's a really weird place to put it. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The medical report is irrelevant to the case at hand. As for why... There we go. It is because this little university student is the only possible culprit. There we go. So backlog is located up here. Strange place. Anyway, don't think too hard about it, it's common sense. Even if the Hotter Clinic is, in fact, a dental clinic? Dental clinic? That doesn't change a thing. Even if, at that dental clinic, the victim had undergone a tooth extraction? What? Moreover, the victim was prohibited from consuming solid food after the operation. Hold on, boy. What are you getting at? Prohibited from consuming solid food? What in the world? It's all been noted in the fine print. Any consumption of solid food is strictly prohibited for 3 hours after treatment. No, that can't be. Sir? What is it? Now you've heard the truth. At the time of the incident, shortly after 2 PM, the victim was unable to eat a thing. This is an outrage. In addition... Why are you staring at me? You claimed several times that the victim was enjoying his meal alone. Oh, there it is. However, that claim doesn't hold up. Oh. Because the victim had just undergone a tooth extraction and could not eat solid food. Hey, there's a title screen. Music. Oh dear. Well said, partner. Yes! What are you getting at, Brett? I don't know. Your argument is meaningless. Take a close look at this photograph. Clearly, there is a serving of beefsteak on the victim's table. Yeah, clearly it's not the doctor's. Fool. That just proves our point. Haven't you realised? That in itself is the contradiction. What did you say? Right now, the situation has been completely turned on its head. Isn't that right, Naruhodo? Huh? Oh, of course. The victim could not consume any solid food because he had just had a tooth extracted. If that was the case, another question arises. Who exactly, then, was eating this beefsteak? The court demands an explanation. Understood, defense? Oh, you mean me? Listen up. The real fight begins once you give the judge your answer. Show me what you can do. Time for a great turnabout. Hey! Yes, sir. The only person who could have been eating this beefsteak is the two witnesses. Me, the victim, someone else. Of course, it must have been the person who was dining with the victim. Don't make me waste my breath. No such person exists. Don't make me waste mine. She most certainly does. At the time of the incident, the victim was in no condition to be eating solid food. And yet, a beefsteak lay half-eaten on his table. Therefore, someone else must have been present. That's the only explanation. So long as this obvious contradiction remains, we can't trust the previous testimony. And if you keep trying to rig this trial in your favour, I will cut you. Oh, I will report you to the Ministry of Justice. Mark my words. Asugi, you little... Do you really think you can take on the judicial system and the Japanese Empire? You are not my opponent today. What? My opponents are the two witnesses here. How dare you? What do you mean by that? As the evidence clearly shows, the victim was not alone. Or are you purposely trying to hide the truth? I sincerely hope you're prepared to be charged with perjury. Perjury? Not to mention, this is a murder trial. Being found guilty of perjury would imply that you are an accomplice, or you are accomplices to the murder. Murder? But no! Haha! Yes! Taught them a lesson or two! Hold it. Oh, him. Preposterous! I was not aware of such a thing. Yeah, I'll bet. I simply testified as what I was ordered to. Indeed, that is the truth. Oh. We were ordered to testify that the young lady was never at the crime scene. Oops. Freudian slip. Oh. What was that? Witness. Could you repeat that? Oh, well, you see. You were ordered to say that. Now, hold on. That was, You were ordered to testify that a young lady was never at the crime scene. Let me guess. This lady... She's a foreigner, I take it. Oh. What is the meaning of this? Did these witnesses commit perjury? You two, answer me at once. It was just a slip of the tongue. Ah dear. That guy on the left is so tiny. Order, order, order. Someone, please explain what's going on here. I knew it. You ordered these witnesses to lie under oath. The prosecution was not aware of this either. Then, who gave the order? That's... oh god. This one's lips are sealed. So you don't care to you don't care if you're indicted as an accessory to murder. This is preposterous. Naruhodo, it appears that these two witnesses have been silenced by someone with influence far beyond their own. Moreover, the good prosecutor had absolutely no knowledge of this. Seriously? But who can exert that kind of influence? The government? The military? It could even be the police. Well, Naruhodo, do you have any idea who may have ordered them to stay silent? If you can identify a culprit, we can demand them to appear in court. We need to identify the one who ordered both witnesses to hide the truth. Obviously, we need to find some evidence first. Evidence that shows the influence of a powerful third party. Evidence? There's no way we could have. Oh, but there is. Hold on, Naruhodo. Remember what happened earlier? Huh? Flashback! Earlier, we examined this piece of evidence and found a new lead, didn't we? Yeah, that's right. There's more where that came from. We might be able to uncover another hidden clue by examining the other pieces. There's no time to waste. Well, if either of you have fabricated your testimony, I shall declare you guilty of perjury. Please wait just a moment, Your Honor. I, Ouchie, swear to the heaven and earth that I had no part in this. I swear. Then defendant? No, attorney. What is going through your mind? Sir. I can't do this. There's no time to gather my thoughts. I'll just have to close my eyes and blurt out the first name that comes to mind. Aside from the prosecutor, I believe this person was influential enough to pressure them. Oh. Wait, really?